Dear learners, we are on quarter 2. And yes, we made it this far. With that, welcome to TV Escuela. I am your teacher in English 10, Miss Melody Diales Mira from Monkayo National High School, Monkayo West District. It is always an honor to be of service to the learners of Davao de Oro. Welcome to another episode of Discovery and Learning. Be with me as we discover the world of English. But before anything, please get your module, pen and paper, and be sure that you are comfortable to where you are seated at the moment. As we learn today, you are all expected to recognize fact, opinion, and assertion. Distinguish opinion and commonplace assertion from fact. And formulate statements of scheme from major or central ideas. I know that you are very ready, but I would like to give you something to warm you up. I will show you a picture and write what comes into your mind when you see it. Just a clue? Don't think too much. Just write the automatic association you have with the one in this picture. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. I am sure that you all know him, right? Start writing. What associations did you give President Duterte? Wow! You have rich and diverse associations. What are your bases in describing President Duterte? Your descriptions or statements may be based on facts or on your own opinions or even beliefs. For example, if you say that President Rodrigo Duterte is the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, it is a fact. If you say that President Duterte is a hero for you, well, it is your opinion, right? This goes to show that we always have something to say about anything. Some are based on facts, while the others are just based on what we feel and how we see the person, the situation, or the thing. These statements of facts, opinions, and beliefs are what we call assertions. Let us know these concepts in a while. At this point, let me ask you, dear students, how much time do you spend in using the social media and other online platforms? Or what online platforms do you often visit? Is it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or what about YouTube? Well, I ask because I have just mentioned about assertions. Do you know that assertions are so common in social media today? And the distinction between one another is slowly becoming unclear because of how netizens present everything as facts. This is why social media users like me and like you need to be critical and informed readers to be able to verify the truthfulness of the information we come across with. To understand this idea, consider these pictures. What is common among all the pictures that you saw? Yes, these pictures talk about COVID-19. It is obvious that the topic on COVID-19 is very crucial because we know that it is a matter of life and death. But the question is, as receivers of the different information about topics like this, how do you evaluate whether the information is based on facts or just based on a person's opinion? Whenever you browse your newsfeed, will you be able to tell how much of the post you read is factual and how much is opinionated? If you cannot tell between fact and opinion or assertion, then you are likely to fall victim to misinformation or fake news. As a 21st century learner, you should be able to tell the difference between facts and opinion. To help you understand these concepts better, let us define each. A fact is a very viable statement. It can be proven objectively by verified observations or the results of research, among others. Because statements of fact can be double-checked for accuracy, there is general agreement about the truth they suggest. For example, with President Rodrigo Duterte, the statement that he is the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines is a fact because there is a general truth to it. Everyone agrees about it, and everyone in the country, that is of course Philippines, knows that he is really the 16th President of the country. Thus, it is non-debatable. Opinion, on the other hand, is a type of assertion which expresses a judgment, a viewpoint, or statement about matters commonly considered to be subjective. It is a personal view, however, it is still based on facts. In other words, it is an honest attempt to draw a conclusion from factual evidence and not a mere statement of one's belief, preference, or prejudice. It can sometimes be distinguished from other constructions because it often uses qualifying words such as almost, usually, maybe, probably, often, some, most, and in most cases. For example, most public schools are ready for distance education. The word most makes the sentence an opinion that is easier to support. Or, in our activity earlier, if you say that President Duterte is a hero for you, it is based on your opinion, which is also derived from what you see in him. Probably, you see his advocacies and his pure intentions. However, it is not true to all, as other people may not see him the way you see him. Therefore, your idea can be debated or even opposed. There are 3 categories of opinion statements, namely, statement of truth. It is an opinion that something is or is not the case. For example, with the minimal number of COVID-19 cases in the city, Baguio City clearly has more effective contact tracing methods than most cities in the country. Statement of value. It is an opinion statement which claims that something does or does not have worth. For example, hard lockdowns of barangays has not been effective in controlling the spread of the coronavirus. Statement of policy. It claims that something should or should not be done. For example, amidst the ongoing pandemic, what teachers and students need is not academic freeze, but material, moral, and instructional support from the leaders in the education department. Take note that the given examples are claims or statements that are based on existing facts or on the writer's interpretation of these facts. Hence, they can be debated or opposed. In other words, they are personal views. They may be true for the speaker or writer, but they can't be true for everybody else. It is therefore important to make the readers aware of the evidence and how it led you to arrive at your opinion. Lastly, we have commonplace assertion. This is another statement or expression that is somewhat similar to an opinion. This does not appear to be as subjective as an opinion. Instead, it claims universality and is presented as an absolute truth. Further, a commonplace assertion is a statement used to make a declaration or to express strong belief on a particular topic, often without evidence. They are so common because they are passed on by friends, family members, and the media, and that they are believed to be true without proof. And some statements of commonplace assertion have become stereotypes. For example, men are stronger than women. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. These examples may be viewed as facts. However, let us try to analyze these. The first example is a typical stereotype, a statement that many people have accepted to be true. However, there is no evidence to support this. And there are many layers of the statement that are actually ambiguous. For instance, it is not clear if it is referring to physical strength only. This is why the statement is something that many women have been trying to disprove. As for the second example, many people have also accepted this as a fact. However, it is not clear how an apple can keep someone so healthy that she wouldn't need to visit a physician anymore. Moreover, it is still possible that someone who eats apple every day could get sick and will need to visit a doctor. Can you write another example of commonplace assertion in your paper? I am sure you have heard and read so much about it. You have just learned 3 big concepts today. What are these again? Yes, facts, opinion, and commonplace assertion. Facts are based on verifiable statement and are really objective. Opinions, on the other hand, are personal judgments based on facts. Lastly, assertion is a stereotype, an oversimplification, or a prejudice, which is a half-baked opinion based on insufficient or unexamined evidence, but is presented as if it were a fact. With the different online platforms we actively use nowadays, it is very easy to believe everything that is posted. However, please remember that we also have to analyze what we believe in. Let us all be critical in receiving different information. Now, let us see how critical are you when it comes to the information that comes your way. Please get your pen and paper and go over each of the following statements and write fact if it is factual, opinion if it is a personal interpretation, or conclusion derived from factual evidence, and assertion if it is a commonplace assertion or a claim that is not supported by evidence. Are you ready? Very good. Let's start. Number 1. There is not a single district in Baguio City with 0 record of COVID-19 cases. There is not a single district in Baguio City with 0 record of COVID-19 cases. Number 2. The surge in the number of COVID-19 cases in Baguio can be attributed to expanded testing efforts and heightened contact tracing. The surge in the number of COVID-19 cases in Baguio can be attributed to expanded testing efforts and heightened contact tracing. Number 3. To ease the worsening poverty caused by the pandemic, livelihood projects for poor families are a better solution than cash subsidies. To ease the worsening poverty caused by the pandemic, livelihood projects for poor families are a better solution than cash subsidies. Number 4. The liquor ban is one of the best policies of the local government in keeping the coronavirus disease under control. The liquor ban is one of the best policies of the local government in keeping the coronavirus disease under control. Number 5. The only tourists allowed to come to Baguio are those from Region 1 and nearby provinces with minimal COVID-19 cases. The only tourists allowed to come to Baguio are those from Region 1 and nearby provinces with minimal COVID-19 cases. Number 6. Tourism always solves the financial woes of every major city in the entire country. Tourism always solves the financial woes of every major city in the entire country. Number 7. Many poor families have greatly benefited from the 2 tranches of the government's social amelioration program. Many poor families have greatly benefited from the 2 tranches of the government's social amelioration program. Number 8. Small businesses had to close as an effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, and this is why it is better to have a stable job than to start one's own business venture. Small businesses had to close as an effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, and this is why it is better to have a stable job than to start one's own business venture. Number 9. Longer quarantine period translates to lower crime rates in every city. Longer quarantine period translates to lower crime rates in every city. Number 10. In times of global crisis, men are better leaders than women. In times of global crisis, men are better leaders than women. All right, that's our 10-item assessment. Let us see your work. Here are the answers. Did you get a perfect score? Very good! If you observe, the statements from numbers 1 to 10 may appear like facts or truth. However, you have to take time analyzing everything to make sure which ones are facts, opinions, or commonplace assertions. It takes a lot of practice to master something. So, as part of your task at home, please read the passage entitled On Social Media and Education on pages 7 to 8 in your module. Comprehend it and decide whether the article contains factual information, opinions, or commonplace assertions. I hope you learned something new today. Our lesson is very timely because everything we need to know is provided in just one click. But the challenge is to be responsible and critical receivers of the different information that we come across with. Analyze what you read, what you hear, and what you see. I hope everything is clear, and I hope that the lesson today helps you somehow assess yourselves as receivers of the information. Always be mindful with what you believe in so that we can avoid false information or fake news. Let us give each one a round of applause for a job well done. You are all awesome. It has been nice sharing this learning experience with you once again. This is your teacher, Melody Diales Mira, from Monkayo National High School, Monkayo West District, saying, dito sa TV Eskwela, sa pag-aaral, sama-sama. Bye-bye!